Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Lotabz Tv. And for today's vlog, today is December 3, 2021. And I know that everybody is excited for the upcoming Christmas celebration that will be on December 25, and on January 1, it will be our new year soon, in God's will. And for today's vlog, we still have to focus in our English tutorial class. And I know that all of you also are excited to learn something new from me about this specific topic that I'm going to have or I'm going to discuss to you for this day. So we're done with the parts of speech, and also we're also done with the sentence construction as part of the covered from what we have focused about grammar. And today's guys, let me explain to you the importance of the composition writing. So, do you have any idea about what composition writing is all about? And I know that composition writing is about you are constructing sentences, you're on point of view when you write something, and that you need also to follow the basic parts in composing a simple topic. So, first and foremost, before we go through with the process about writing composition, we need also to know the basic way of writing composition. So, the only thing to do is that we need to comprehend basically about the topic that we are going to write. So, most often, our teachers commonly would ask us about you need to comprehend what particular topic being provided by the teacher. But if I were the teacher, of course, I have to let my students provide their own title as for them to continue writing or to have different or many sub what we call this supporting data so that they could write something in that particular composition writing. Well, in a composition writing per se, it doesn't mean that we have to write something, but we need to know what is in that context upon writing a composition. For example, if I would like my students write a composition writing using the title, Who Am I? So with that, of course, if I were one of the students of my teacher, I was supposed to think who really I am. So that is the emphasis on that particular topic. So who really I am. So the title being given there is Who Am I? So you need to see something the inside of you who really you are. It's very simple. So you need to write something. You have to describe something how really you are, and then you have to say something. What is the title all about? Because the most important thing when you write composition writing, everything should be congruent. So when I say congruent, that means that from introduction down to your conclusion, it should be congruent so that when I read your activity, when I read your output in that particular topic of the composition writing, maybe I could give you perfect score. But it's very impossible that a teacher would give perfect score to the student. If there should be rubrics to follow, why not give a perfect score? Diba? It's perfect. It's perfect. Okay, so let's go back to our topic, which is about composition writing from the root word compose. A lot of students nowadays, guys, would always ask themselves that it's really hard for them to write composition writing. You know what, as an English teacher, it is really my challenge to meet up these people around me in a classroom that if I would always give them this particular activity about composing something, even simple sentences, they cannot do it well. What is the reason behind of this problem? You know what, guys, as an English teacher, of course, it is really my obligation that I need to let them write, compose something because it's the biggest or effective way that their writing skill will improve, right? So it is very necessary for us English teachers that we need to let our students write, especially that we have their phones nowadays. That this is always their excuse that they do not like to write because they could just capture what is being written in the board, and that is very wrong. We will not tolerate that particular mistake from our students. However, when we go to composition writing, we need to read all their outputs as to know whether they write it well or not. Because more often than not, many students are just copying from their smart classmates about what have been given or what is the activity given by the teacher to them. Moreover, when we write composition writing, when we let our students write composition writing, read word per word, whether that word is not already important upon having all context of their composition writing. Now, let's go back to the topic. The first topic is all about who am I? So, if I will be a writer of that particular topic, if I will be a writer, of course, I need to introduce myself first because we will follow the correct process. The first thing to do when you write composition writing is that we need to focus on the introduction title, then introduction. What is this introduction? Tell something. So introduction is you have to introduce something about yourself, who really you are. So the title there is Who Am I? So in your introduction, you have to introduce something yourself. I am, right? My name, because you are introducing yourself. So either my name, I am, a person who is writing, right? Like that. So it's just a way of have a creativity in writing. Yeah? So you have to say something about yourself. So you're done with introduction. After introduction, see to it that it will follow the main body. So what is the inside of the main body? The main body is that you have, should be the supporting details of your composition writing. So you have the support details in there. Write something, add something, as long as everything you have written are congruent. Okay? So that is part of the main body. Write something, add something, connect something, and most often than not, everything should be congruently written on your composition writing. Next to that, if you have already reviewed your composition, your main body, you have to have the conclusion. So, what is this conclusion all about? So, you need to conclude something about your composition writing. So, therefore, or else, if you want to write something as to connect congruently, much better. The easiest way of writing composition is so unique. Again, the three parts of having composition writing. One is you need to focus first the introduction, followed by the main body. And the third one is your conclusion. Those are just basic way of writing composition. Now, what are these things to be needed in writing composition or having this composition writing? A teacher should know how to determine the grammatical structure or the grammatical use of the students, right? So when we say grammatical use, that means that the teacher should know how to check the grammar being written or the grammar being used by the writer. So grammatical structure, the mechanics, how it is being organized, is it coherent already? Or are there misspelled words, spacing, the capital letter, the big letter and the small letter, the emphasis of that? So that should be seen out of the composition writing. That should be observed by the teacher. Another one, the composition writing should be congruent at all times. The introduction should be correctly done, should be written correctly. The main body also as supporting data for composition writing should be congruent in introduction. And the last part is the conclusion that made justice to your composition. Another one, as an English teacher writing or checking, composition writing, he or she needs to know if the student have to write again or to rewrite again. Okay? So that is the easiest way of writing and checking the composition writing. You know what, guys? Composition writing is just for elementary. And that is why we need to review and review because a lot of students need to compose well, need to learn more about composition writing, right? So when I was elementary, I tend to write something. I love writing. That is why I also part of the organization, which is the school paper organization, because writing is a part of the macro skills. Just reading, speaking, listening, but also writing should be included because there are four macro skills: listening, writing, speaking, and what? Listening, writing, speaking, and reading. These are the four macro skills in English language. So that is why having this composition writing is very essential to the learners in English, to the English learners. Because a lot of students nowadays are very much poor in terms of writing. Even few sentences, no? Even simple sentences, it's really hard for them. It's really difficult for them to write, to connect the he or she, whatever part of the grammar is there. So it's just quite easy for us to learn about composition writing because this is the most basic class or topic we had when we were elementary, right? We had our formal theme, informal theme, right? Our also teachers would always ask us to have notebooks to write something. Just an easy way. Writing is very important because when you know how to write, you can explain something. You can what we call it, you can construct something. If you want to write a poem, if you want to compose something, so better. Very essential to English learners, to the English learners. And as an English teacher, oh my God, it is really my privilege to help and grow my learners in English, or my students, to become more proficient about this particular way of enhancing their writing skills. That is really my task as an English teacher that I will always let my students sometimes to write, diba? Not just all the time, but also sometimes we let our students to write something about the importance of composition writing. So I think everybody is listening well, have knowledge about this, and I think also that composition writing is very basic way, very basic topic in English class. But we need to give more attention in this. We need to be attentive about composition writing because this is very important. When you let yourself write a resume or when you are applying job, of course, writing skills should always be manifested should always be applied when you are applying job. When you let something write, and if the interviewers will let you write something about a what you call this on the spot writing. So if you don't know how to write, how can you write it well? How can you pass the initial examination, initial interview? If the interviewer will let you write something in a short resume or a research paper, so it is very important and professional enough that we learners, as we started learning English, we should know or we must be able to know how to write simple things. Because when there are times that we are letting somebody like you need to write something, and if you don't know how to write, you don't have no idea what to write. So that is the greatest disadvantage to you. Better, as you start today, as a learner, as learning English subject, we need to be efficient enough in writing. Get? So I think it is important that starting today and tomorrow, we need to be proficient writers. So compose, write something, compose a word, compose words, compose paragraph, composition writing, whatever it is, as long as everything should be congruently rated. Do you get my point? Why congruently rated? Because grammar also should always be used, should always be observed when you are writing. The grammatical structure should always be observed when we are writing. Why grammar? Because when it is read wrong, when it is composed wrong, so everything should be wrong. So we need to compose it, we need to highlight everything correctly so that correct grammatical structure would always be there when you are writing composition writing. The easy way, compose and compose. If you think that the sentence is wrong, the grammar is wrong, change it. Then ask the experts. Read dictionary. You also have to look up the meaning of the dictionary, and you would know, and you will develop and formulate something about composition writing. You understand? Well, always remember that composition writing, it is the greatest tool which you have learned something, to formulate something, to construct something, and you will learn it in your mind that writing is very essential. Please do not forget to subscribe to YouTube channel, Lotabz TV, and I hope that you like this video. Love you all. Bye. And please don't forget to support my YouTube channel, guys, Lotabz TV. Just subscribe there. And then please, I need your support. And if you have suggestions and comments regarding this class or this lesson, I am so excitedly seeing the comments later on. So again, I need your suggestions, your constructive criticisms, your comments out there in this video. Below to this video, you have to comment down, and I'm going to read it. Whatever your suggestions and your what do you call this suggestions, your requests, I'm going to have it as to content also different videos. That's just for English tutorial. But if that makes sense of me, well, I will do it just for you guys. So again, please do not forget to subscribe my YouTube channel, Lotabz TV. And I am always your teacher as always, and I'm going to give you a lot of in-depth lessons or grow, what do you call this, to grow something, to learn something, as also to learn something better from me about this English tutorial, and I will always support you all. Again, whatever your suggestions, comments, please comment down, and I'm going to read it. And we'll listen whatever your comments. And I am always here for you guys, having different topics of English tutorial. I love you all. God bless us all. Don't forget to subscribe to YouTube channel, Lotabz TV. I love you all. If you love the English tutorial, please thumbs up there. Please like, and after that comment, then you also have to subscribe. Please don't forget to subscribe. Alright, thank you very much for coming, for viewing my videos, and always remember that God will always bless us despite this COVID-19 pandemic, and always remember that everything should be congruent, everything should be positive, and let us all be positive in this times of pandemic. And always remember, guys, that tomorrow I will still have to make another videos about English tutorial. And I am so loving making this video, this kind of videos about English tutorial. And aside from that, also that if you will request something, if you would call this suggest something what to do, well, I will never neglect the opportunity or offer from you guys. And please, if you have something to put something additional, something suggestion, something, please do not hesitate to write it in your comments, to include it in your comments, and I'm going to have it in the next video of mine. Whatever it is, whatever comments you have, it well, it should be comments. I would be loving reading your comments, and whatever suggestions you're going to suggest, well, positive is my part, and everything should be positive, everything should be, gladly accepted, and Whatever your suggestions, constructive suggestions, well, I would love to bring it. Thank you very much for watching, and I love you all. This has been your vlogger Lotabz, and please don't forget to subscribe to YouTube channel sa ibabaw, sa itaas, sorry. Please subscribe, please, 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 Lotabz TV, and I love you all.
Zile zile, zile zile, y'all, let it, y'all, mille mille, mille mille,